So I don't know if we have ever built a house that is more reflective of the owner than this project here. I recognize that we have introduced you to the builders, and to the architect, Hebden Studios, and also to the designers, Interior Concept Design House. But we haven't introduced you to the owner. And honestly, this project is what it is because of him. He is such a stellar guy, so open and honest with his followers and his customers. He owns a company that we all know and love. And so he was awesome enough to sit down with me and us to introduce himself and give us a little insight into who he is and why the house is the way that it is. So without further ado, welcome back to Against the Clock. So, if you're ready.
I'm ready.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do.
So my name's Sawyer. I grew up in a small town in Preston, Idaho, which is just right on the border between Utah and Idaho. And it's a very rural community. I often joke that there's more cows than people. And it's the home of Napoleon Dynamite. So if you've seen that movie, you probably have a good picture of what it is. I loved growing up there. I grew up with a really strong family that did a lot of different things. We played musical instruments, sports. We worked really hard doing odds and ends, and my parents are amazing. And I think I owe all that I have to my parents and to that small community. And they're the first ones that ever believed in me to do way more than I ever thought I could. After high school, I went to graduate at Utah State University, where I studied communication studies with a dual minor in marketing and multimedia. And all throughout that time is when I really understood what I wanted out of life and who I wanted to become. So I was set to move to Arizona to work for a marketing agency after college, but I decided to open up a side hustle, which was Crumbl cookies in 2017. And a lot of people thought I was crazy, and they said, no one's gonna buy cookies. They can make cookies at home or they can buy pre-made dough at the store. But I was determined. I had taken entrepreneurship classes in college, and whatever I set my mind to, I wanna accomplish. And so I went headfirst into the business with my cousin, started again in Logan, Utah in that college community. And from day one, we had a line out the door, and there was a lot of trial and error. We're not perfect, and we've never been perfect, but we learn from our mistakes, and we fail hard, we fail fast, adapt, innovate, and make it work. And through that hard work and passion and love for the brand that we were able to establish, we've been able to grow it from that first little store to over 1,000 plus stores. One thing that we pride ourselves in at Crumbl is bringing friends and families together over the best box of desserts. And we truly mean it. Our desserts are a catalyst for people to come together and create meaningful moments. So whether that's a girls' night or a night in with your spouse or partner, or maybe you're picking the kids up after school and just want to surprise them with a sweet treat, we celebrate life with you. I also really love the people that make Crumbl function day to day. We have the most amazing people in all departments. And one thing that I truly have to pinch myself over is people love coming to work. They love it because they know that they're helping people have a more happy life through desserts. And so we have videographers, we have accountants, we have lawyers, we have field trainers, you name it, over 300 plus employees that are working behind the scenes to make Crumbl what it is today.
How's it going, sir?
How's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Look at that statue though. Where'd you find that girl? That little angel girl holding the...
She went to a church and stole it, apparently.
I would have done the same thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love you guys. So I bought my first home in Orem, Utah, a couple of years after I started Crumbl in 2020. It was my first home and I was super excited. I loved where it was. I loved the view, but I wanted more privacy after some time in that home. I pushed my whole heart and soul into the style, and I've always been in love with interiors and landscape, and so I knew it wasn't my forever home. So I was ready to find something different. And so as I was searching, I found this neighborhood that I just fell in love with, which is the Berkshire community. And the homes within the community are beautiful. I loved that it was private, that the lawns were well manicured, and everyone really cared about the aesthetics of their home. And there was a small little home in the corner that I thought would make just the perfect little house for me, since I'm just a single guy. And so I looked into it and I felt like it was the right next step. And so I put in an offer and it was accepted within, I believe, a week's time. And that's how I really found the home that we're remodeling. So I had heard of my architect, which is Hebden Design Studio, and I trust him with my life. If you've seen his designs or have followed him on social media, he just designs and executes so beautifully. And so I said, hey, who is the best builder that you know? And he recommended Robison Home Builder. And he also showed me some of his work that he's done in the past and some of the homes that were showcased in the home show. And I just knew after I saw his execution that Robison had to be my guy, and I would not have it any other way. Robison is so organized. Like, I know that I'm going to always be communicated to about every step of the way. The billing, if there's ever like a design change or an issue, I get called by Corey himself or a quick text. He's so friendly and so adaptable. If I ever want something changed or, altered a little bit, he's on it. But the thing I love most is his attention to detail. Like, I've worked with contractors in the past and I'm always like, oh, are they gonna do a good job? Are they really gonna care as much as I want them to? And sometimes I just don't know. But with Corey, I don't even have to think about it because I know he truly cares about doing like a 10 out of 10 job. And so I want him to build any future home that I ever have or any other project that I do. I want Corey to do it because I know he's gonna do it right. So I felt like the home had good bones and remodeling would be a good start because, again, my forever home is like in the country away from people with a lane. But I know that like my life right now and my job and career just doesn't allow for that. And I absolutely love Orem and the convenience of the community and being close to the freeway, to be able to jump on the freeway and get straight to the airport for my work travels. So the location was really perfect for me. And the reason why I decided to remodel again is because I didn't think it was my forever home. But as we started going through the process, Corey, the builder, was like, are you sure you just don't want to tear this down? It's probably gonna, only be this much of a difference to either remodel or tear down. And I'm like, no, I really don't think we need to put that much into it. But take it from me, if you're that close to just that margin, just tear it down and start over. But hindsight, I honestly am so happy that I remodeled because I feel like there's way more character than I could have ever designed, because we had to work around different nooks and crannies and levels, and I feel that that's really added to the home, and I'm really excited about what we've been able to do within the boundaries that were set from the initial design. I'm just excited to move in because it's been a process. If you remodel or have a project of this size, you're kind of out of your home for 2 to 3 years, which is okay because the excitement builds and you just kind of want to get comfortable again. But what I'm most excited for is the amount of detail that I get to admire every day once the home is completed. And I'm also excited about the scullery. My background is obviously in baking and I've learned to love it. I actually went to culinary school after college And so I find myself in the kitchen all the time, whether baking for friends or family or myself, or just learning new skills. And the scullery was actually designed around a specific room that I found while working in London. And it was in a restaurant and it was called the Pie Room. And it was a beautiful little dining area that they actually made pies and savory items for the restaurant. And it was lined with all these cookbooks and copper pans and pots, and I just wanted to bring that little memory home with me into the scullery. So that's one of the main rooms that I'm excited about. But I'm also obviously excited about the wellness center. I think a lot of people think I'm crazy, but I'm super passionate about finding a happy balance between healthy eating and indulgent. And obviously I sell cookies and desserts for a living. And so I have to work out all the time to be able to maintain, a healthy physique and lifestyle. So I'm super excited to be able to have that accessible just across the sidewalk from my main home. It's more about sharing my love of design and style with those around me, and I hope that they can take away a little piece of inspiration for their own home as they walk through the Parade of Homes. I think that I've enjoyed going to the parade myself, and so I want to showcase how people can create a safe haven and a space for themselves that they truly love. I think the home is somewhere that is so cozy and comfortable, and I want other people to be able to, again, pull inspiration from what we've created with this special home. I'm super excited because I know that this is an opportunity for my designer, my architect, and my builder to showcase their craftsmanship and their skill. So I'm super ecstatic about it.